soil pollution? What is soil pollution and how it is caused? What are the major causal or agents of soil pollution? Now we can describe soil pollution as dumping of various types of material, especially which are in domestic use, or they are industrial waste and they are causing pollution. Now what kind of materials can be the cause of soil pollution? They can be like garbage, rubbish materials like glass, plastics, metallic cans, papers, anything which we are using in our household. They can include containers, paints, varnishes, etc. Even the leachates from the dumping sites and sewage tanks, they are also harmful and toxic, and they also pollute the soil. Now, industrial waste are the effluents discharged from the chemical industries, papers mills, tannery, all kind of industries like steel industry, pesticide industry, fertilizer industry, pharmaceutical industries even, and not forgetting the food processing units like we have the cement industry, the thermal power plants, nuclear power plants. So they are all contributing to soil pollution. The thermal power plants generate large quantities of fly ash, and these huge quantities are dumped on soil and thus they contaminate them. The pesticides are used to kill pests which are damaging the crops. And these pesticides ultimately reach the soil and persist there for a long time. The pesticides which are persistent in nature, they are chlorinated hydrocarbon insecticides like DDT, HCH, Endrain, Lindane, Eptachlor, Endosulfan, etc. Now their residues are in the soil for a long time, and in temperate conditions, they have long-term effects. Then we have sewage and industrial effluents. They are affecting the human health, and various types of chemicals like acid, alkali. Now, what do these sewage in industrial effluents consist of? How they are affecting human health? Because they are containing numerous microorganisms, harmful bacteria, harmful viruses, worms, intestinal worms, etc., which cause the disease. Now, soil fertility is also affected by soil pollution. The various types of chemicals like acid, alkali, pesticide, insecticide, fungicide, which we have discussed before, and industrial discharge, they affect the soil fertility. The soil loses its fertility and becomes barren. Then we have the radioactive fallouts. How they are causing soil pollution? On the vegetation, these radioactive fallouts, they enter the food chain. By entering the food chain, on the soil, they enter the soil, and through that they enter the primary producers, they're the plants, and then again go through the consumers, primary consumers, secondary consumer, etc. And in turn, they are affecting the human beings also. For example, the strontium 90, instead of calcium, gets deposited in the bones and tissues, and as such, the bones become brittle and becomes prone to fracture. Another negative effect of soil pollution is eutrophication. What is eutrophication? When the excessive nitrogen and phosphorus from the fertilizer in the soil reaches water bodies with the agriculture runoff, they causes excessive growth of algae. So this is called eutrophication, and it is only because of soil pollution. Then we have the industrial waste, the organic and inorganic compounds that are refractory and non-biodegradable. Since these industrial waste And industrial sludge. Industrial waste is solid. Industrial sludge is liquid, like various salts. They contain toxic substances, even metals like mercury, lead, cadmium, arsenic, etc. Different agrochemicals are a source of soil pollution because the different harmful pesticides, which are good for the plant growth in preventing pests, but harmful for the human beings and even animals and other such. And excessive fertilizers, they are also causing soil pests. Excreta is present in soil like pathogenic organisms, bacteria, viruses, and intestinal worms. Radioactive substances like isotopes of radium, uranium, thorium, strontium, they are also responsible for causing soil pollution. How can we control soil pollution? Now we come to the major part. How will you control it? We should properly treat the discharges which we are putting on the soil. Any kind of waste material, liquid waste material, solid waste material should be properly treated. Solid waste properly collected and disposed of by appropriate method. As you can see nowadays, we have the garbage collection in a proper manner. Previously, everybody used to dump their garbage in an empty plot or an open area. But now the government has taken proper measures by having a proper disposal method. Vehicles come, they collect the garbage from you. They collect the wet garbage and the dry garbage in a different manner and properly you dispose it. From the waste, recovery of useful products should be done. Now, instead of going directly to the landfill, these wastes are going to the treatment plants and where they are segregated and separated and again recycled and reused. Biodegradable organic waste should be used for the generation of biogas. We have many plants now available which are producing, as you can see in your university also, JAYOTI VIDYAPEETH, there is a big biogas plant which utilizes the cow waste and the food waste material and is producing immense amount of gas which is utilized by the different parts of in the university. Cattle dung should be used for methane generation. Even night soil or human feces can also be used in the biogas plant to produce methane gas. Now, methane is an inflammable gas. Usually, it is now being promoted in the villages and in different parts of the country, like they are having the biogas plants. Even in a small scale, people are producing biogas plants enough for them for cooking purpose, or they are also using for generating electricity or for other purposes. Microbial degradation of biodegradable substances is also one scientific approach for reducing soil pollution. The biodegradable substances, like we have the agriculture waste and different food waste, they are being treated with bacteria to produce gases, methane gases or biofuels, which in turn are in a way reducing soil pollution and reusing the waste material. So I hope you found this lecture on soil pollution interesting and gained something. I thank you very much for your kind attention, and these are the references from which my matter has been taken on. So thank you very much.